Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Bulukeng Nemade, and welcome to those who are here for the first time, and to the returnees. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to subscribe, guys. We're growing the channel. We want to see ourselves realizing our dreams, and one of my dreams is to have 100k subscribers. Yeah, so guys, I haven't been well. Hey man, so few weeks ago I lost my cousin due to a mob justice, and this just triggered um things that I went through in the year 2012. So 2012, sorry guys, let me adjust the camera. So 2012, I don't remember quite well which month it was, but I remember that one night when in the middle of the night I was staying with my brother in this place, and we were staying at the back room. We were staying in a sort of like a cottage, and then one night somebody just wakes me up, and I'm thinking it's my brother, and then I'm like, I open the blankets, and but I'm like, there's somebody with a mask on his face, with leather hand gloves on his hand, and he's holding a knife, and it's like, don't even think of screaming because I'll kill you right now. And then he closed me with the blankets. At that time I felt like, yeah, no, I'm done, like my life is over. And then he then opened the blankets again and said, don't even think of making any noise. And then he started asking me, where's the money? I'm like, I don't have money. And he's like, where is your phone? I start to look for my phone. I can't find my phone. And then he asked me to go out. Luckily I was sleeping with pajamas, so I woke up, I left the bed. In my heart, my brother is on the other room, and I'm praying that can he not wake up, because if he's going to wake up, obviously this guy is going to react out of like fear of what might happen. So I woke up, and this guy shows me how he entered the place. So where I was staying, the butlers were outside the like the windows. So what he did, he jacked the butler, and he was able to come through. I didn't hear him, my brother didn't hear him. I don't know, mostly people say these people give you certain things, like they bend some things so that you don't get to feel their movement. So, and then he showed me, and then that's where he entered, and then he said we should leave the house. We left the house, and then he locked from outside. So it means he's locking my brother outside, and then we're leaving, like we are in the yard of where I was staying. And then he asked me, who stays here? I'm like, no, I'm staying with two doctors. And it's like, I'm looking for somebody. They say they have a boy who's in their 30s. I'm like, no, there's no one in their 30s here. They're still studying. So it's like, do you know where is their safe? I'm like, I don't know. I'm a tenant here, obviously. I can never know where they put their money, even if they do. And then it's like, okay. Then he takes his bag, and he shows me that this is your laptop, this is what I took, and this is your phone. And then he jumped off not the butler, the wall that separates the houses. And then he left. And then after he left, that's when I started to make noise. Yo guys, help, help, help. And then I unlock the room, And then I wake my brother. Imagine what has happened. I woke the people from the big house, and it was a big story. We went to the police, opened the case, and that's what it was. And I couldn't identify his face because he had a mask on, so I couldn't identify his face. And then, like, we moved on. We put in other butlers in the place for more security and all that. Kanti, the person is coming again. So this time, did he wake me up? Yes. The second time he comes again, he wakes me up. My brother is still sleeping in the other room. He still can't hear anything. He instructs me to take off my pajamas. At the time, I'm so scared. I'm thinking, no, here I am. I'm being raped. And then it's like, put on your jeans. I put on my jeans. Put on jersey. Put on a jacket. Be warm. Like, are we going somewhere? He's like, you'll see. Don't ask me a lot of questions. Where's money? I'm like, where's the laptop? I'm like, the last time you here, you took them. The phone, I don't have a phone. I was having this small phone that is so not, that doesn't have a lot of things. It's just to call. That's it. I'm like, this is the phone I have. Like, I don't want that. And then we leave, and then he asked me, is this your car? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to lie. And he's like, no, you lied. This is your car. Drive this car. We are going now. I start the car. I'm hoping and praying that can at least the people from the house, like, can't they see a mini movement if I'm leaving? They know I'm not a person who lives at night, but can't they? Then they couldn't hear anything. And then we leave the house, the yard, and then we go, and then he's holding a knife here to me. He's like, don't even think of doing anything, just drive this car perfectly and then go. I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to put a knife on me. It's fine, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Do you want to kill me? It's like, no. What do you want? It's like, you'll see, let's go. Okay, I go, I drive, continue to drive. It means the guy didn't know how to drive. That is why he wanted me to drive. So I start, we drive, and then we reach at some place. Like, this side is houses, and then out on the other side of the street, it's a field. Like, it's a scary place. It's like, it's dangerous to be there. And then he's like, park the car here. And then we park the car, and then he says we go on that other scary part of the place. And I'm like, where are we going? Luckily, the alarm from where we parked the car started ringing. Do they ring? What do alarms do? Whatever. They started reacting towards the movement. And I'm like, you see, there are alarms going on. People are gonna come and they will catch us. And then it's like, okay, let's go back. We go back quickly in the car. Firstly, I'm going back into the car because I'm scared. That place, it's too secure. And I'm like, what if the people there, they wake up and then they start to attack us? Okay, it's fine. We drive, we get in the car, we quickly drive off, and then we go to other places. Just that you don't know where I'm staying, but we drove to this other garage which doesn't work during the night after 12, and at that time it was around 2 a.m. And the good thing is, I was very thin that time. I was slim. I was a 24 to 28 size, so I was South African 24 and 28 size, so I was very, very, very thin that time. And then we leave the car there. He takes the keys with him. I also leave my phone in there. I forgot. No, he said I must leave the phone in there. Okay, it's fine. He's having the keys, and then he's like, stay here. Where we are is just an open space. There's trees, there's no houses. It's so scary to be there. And I'm like, okay, I'm standing here. I'm like, okay, at least leave me with the car keys. I'll wait for you in the car wherever you're going. He's like, no, so that you can leave me. I'm not giving you these car keys. I'm like, okay, it's fine. He goes. Maybe after 5 minutes, I hear dogs barking, the alarms going on, and then he comes running, and then he's like, let's go. While we're walking in this field, and he started asking me, Okay, I was coughing. I was trying to cough so that he can think maybe I'm sick. I'm having some kind of sickness, and then he started to ask, why are you coughing and why are you this thin? I'm like, no, actually I have a TB, and also I'm HIV positive. Sorry to the people who are HIV positive, but at that time I had to use that because everybody wouldn't want to sleep with somebody who is HIV positive. And I'm like, I'm HIV positive. He says, since when? I'm like, no, it's been like a year now, and now I'm having TB as well, so I'm a bit sick. It's like, oh, okay, must be right. And then because he was holding me, and then he started to loosen up, and then we walked together. Sorry guys, my ring light died, so whatever I'm putting my phone on keeps on moving. It's fine. So guys, we leave, ne? We live far away from where the car is, and then when we get to this other house, they didn't have a big like a yard. They a big part like walls or something covering the yard, and then he leaves me and made me jump inside that people's home, and then we go there together, and he finds a suitable place like a corner, and it's like, you stay here, don't even think of moving. I'm there obeying. I stayed there. He says, I'm coming down now. After maybe 5 minutes, because he did his thing so fast, after 5 minutes I hear the alarms are ringing, dogs barking, and people now, he comes running, and it's like, we need to go now. Like, where are we going? What is happening? He showed me the laptop that he has stolen and the phones that he has stolen from those people's houses. And then it's like, we need to go now. And then he lifts me up to get me out of that yard. And then when I check outside, I'm like, whoa, there are people. I see like a lot of people coming. And I'm like, I'm not jumping off. And then he lets me back into the yard, and then he jumps off and he leaves me. He runs off, and then people run after him. At that moment, I'm like, maybe let me also get out and go the other way, because from what I heard, it's like they went the other way. So I'm like, let me go other way. But I'm so scared. I'm like, if people are going to find me, they're obviously going to think I'm with this person. I stay in that yard for some time, and you know, when you're not doing anything, time seems to be moving a little bit slow, and I'm like, what can I do? I try to surround, like, go from corner to corner, trying to check how best I can escape here. But the minute I'm trying to escape, I feel like there's movement now. People are awake, trying to find out what is happening, and I'm scared to be in this yard also. I'm like, what if people, they come here and they find me in this corner? What will happen of me? And then later on, I think maybe it was after 10 minutes, because to me at that time it felt like 30 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm like, let me go, maybe people are now sleeping, because I couldn't hear any movement. And when I decide to jump, somebody caught me, and people beat me. They were beating my head. I'm like trying to explain, guys, this guy also is tormenting me. He's been here for the lot of time. He's here. He took my car keys. He made me drive. People are not believing me. They are beating me. I'm holding my head like this. They're beating their hands. Like, you know, a mob justice where people are beating. They're like, why are you wearing like this? Why are you clothed like this? It means you are working. No, you women, you are those women who work with these churches and all that, with these criminals. I'm like, I'm not working with them. God being God and being great, a security guard, people from the alarm systems, he managed to arrive, and then he stopped them, be like, no, you cannot beat a person, let her talk. But it was, I was beaten, I was now bleeding, and yeah, it was bad, man. And then I managed to tell them the story of what is happening, and I asked them to call my brother. I gave them my brother's number, and we called my brother, and we called the people, my landlords, and then they all came, and they explained that this is not the first time. And then now they're now trying to apologize. we're sorry for what we did, we thought we were with them. And truly speaking is, I forgave them because I understand the position that they were in. They were angry. They thought I'm working. Imagine I'm wearing my jeans, I'm wearing like proper clothes. So it wouldn't make sense for me to say I'm also being used. It looks like I'm part of the plan. But I survived a mob justice, guys, and I can never thank God enough for that. And every day of my life, when I think of that, I still feel like I have a purpose. I should have been dead. I wouldn't be here now. Because if my brother now, my cousin lost his life due to mob justice, what could happen on me? It can only be the grace of God. Therefore, I'm forever grateful to God for what he did for me when he saved me when I was supposed to have been injured. And yeah, man, there's a lot. That guy didn't stop there. He also came again after 2 times also, but then this time he couldn't get in. He just broke in and managed to get away with my purse, with my bag that had everything, my ID, bank cards, my driver's license, everything, like in my life, wallet, everything. Then he managed to go with it. Then the other time he couldn't get in because the security was even more tighter, but he broke into my car and he stole everything that was there, my camera, cosmetics. You know, as women we like to put a lot of things, shoes, whatever that was in my car. He stole it. I didn't see him, but I want to believe it was still him until I had to move at that place. And the funny part is, after all this incident, I never really went for counseling. I never really went for trauma counseling of those incidences. So I think later on, as I've mentioned, if you check my previous videos, as you've seen my previous videos, I've suffered a lot of anxiousness. So because I never really dealt with that, then it came back many times. So I suffer a lot of anxiety. I think that's where it comes from, and other reasons. But guys, that's yeah, now I'm kind of feeling like sharing that story and just thanking God, and yeah, saying I survived a mob justice, and God have a purpose for my life, and I'm grateful that I'm here and changing people's lives, doing what I do. Now I was not a mom by that time, so God wanted me to give birth to these beautiful boys and live the best life. Beautiful, handsome. My son doesn't want me to say he's beautiful. He says, "Mommy, I'm handsome." Okay, it's fine, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, to share, and comment. Thank you.